Friends, it is time. Hey Liz, thanks for letting me know you're here. It's awesome. Um, yeah, actually, I think again everybody who signed up for class today. It's nice to see, or at least know that there's some familiar faces on the other side of the electrons. I'm Jill, and I'll be guiding us through this 1 hour Power Vinyasa class. If you were here Monday, it's going to be really similar thing. So we'll work towards headstand and shoulder stand, which are they're kind of balanced opposites, which is along the lines of a theme that I've been thinking about a lot lately. I'm just wrapping up a 300-hour yoga training, and I learned about a concept called Pratipaksha Bhavana. Pratipaksha means kind of like the opposite, and Bhavana means feeling or emotion or sense. And so in the sutras, Patanjali basically lays out like anything that is against the yamas or niyamas, anything against those like basic rules to live by, rather than indulge those sort of negative thoughts, that we want to not give them any energy, and in fact hold the opposite to kind of find a balancing force there. So, at times when we all have negative thoughts that come into our head, and the sutras aren't saying don't have them. It's not wrong to have them. Just be sure that you're intentional with what you give your energy to. So when feelings of like, say, inadequacy come up, a really good way to balance that out is to remind ourselves of all our accomplishments, of our passions, the hard work we've put into something, the time, discipline. That's just one small example of how that can play out in our lives. So we'll think about kind of balancing forces, balancing poses in class today. All right, we will begin in child's pose. So an extended child's pose allows some space between your knees so your belly can rest. Take a few breaths to feel into your body, into your space. Check in, notice what's going on, physically, emotionally, mentally. Without necessarily holding on to anything, without doing really a dive into anything that comes up, just take a moment to notice. Let's add that sense of opposing forces right here, opposite forces. Let your hips sink heavy towards your heels. And then for right now, stretch your arms out far away from your hips. Maybe crawl your fingers forward so you can feel maybe a little stretch to your shoulders. You might become more aware of the length of your spine. Hips towards your heels. Crawl your fingers away from your hips. Keep that for another breath in. And then breath out. Let your elbows fall back towards the floor. Let your hands fall back towards your hips. Take another couple breaths here. As you're ready, make your way up to your hands and knees. For cow pose, take an inhale, drop your belly and look forward. And then exhale, cat pose, round your spine, press the floor away. Again, inhale, cow pose. And exhale, cat. If you like a few more rounds, take them. If there are other shapes that are calling your name, you're more than welcome to add them in. Take what feels right in your body. Let's take a few more breaths. Let your movements coordinate with your breath. And then after this last round, cat spine, make your way back to neutral, tabletop. Let's take a moment to sit back in hero's pose. So draw your knees together, sit back on your heels. If it's not comfortable to sit on your heels, any other way to sit is great too. Take an inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, reach up. And exhale, eagle arms with your right arm under your left. So feel free to grab your shoulders or bring your palms to touch. And pause here to feel hopefully a shoulder stretch, maybe a little upper back stretch. Notice if there's sensation anywhere else. And try this, drop your left ear over towards your left shoulder. Let your head drop straight down to your chest. And then right ear over to right shoulder. Come back up, inhale, arms up, release the bind. Exhale, eagle arms with your left arm under. So still okay to grab your shoulders or palms touch. Pause here to feel, to notice, observe, where is there sensation? And now let right ear fall to right shoulder. And then chin to chest. And left ear over to left shoulder. As you release the bind, it's an inhale for arms up, reach up again. Exhale, find tabletop, hands and knees. Take an inhale, sweep your right arm up and to the right, prepare to thread the needle. And exhale, slide your right arm underneath your left. Right cheek can come down. Left arm has options, it can stay. It can reach away from your hips. You can even half bind behind your back. Left leg has options too. You could extend it back, maybe a little bit more challenging for balance, or you could extend it off to the side to find a little stretch through adductors, inner thigh. Breathe into sensations, take another moment here. And if your left leg is extended back or to the side, bend your knee again. Left hand under your shoulder. Inhale, sweep your right arm up and to the right. Then exhale, let's set up for a modified side plank. So kickstand your left shin perpendicular to your mat. Extend your right leg to the back of your mat. Big reach in your right arm here. Check that your wrist is directly underneath your shoulder. And then float your right leg. Steady breath. Let's take another breath in. On your exhale, set your right foot down. And to rise up to gate pose, go slow. Think lift your palm up first. And then maybe come up to your finger pads, lightly on your finger pads so they're hovering. And then slow as you go so you can really feel obliques doing the work. Lift all the way up. And then over for gate. So right hand to your extended leg, left arm stretches way up and over. Take an inhale, rise back up, arms to a T. And exhale, go slow, resist gravity as you bring your left hand back down to the floor. And then right hand to the floor. Let's set up pigeon, upright pigeon. So come to the ball of your right foot, swing your left shin around, and then untuck your back toes. We'll stay upright to focus as much on the right hip opening, like the hip flexor opening, as the outer left hip opening. Steady breath for an inhale. Steady exhale. And now plant your hands flat on the floor if they're not already. Tuck your back toes. It'll be kind of like a one-legged plank, except you'll just pick your shin up to your chest. Take an inhale, lift your hips, hover your shin, breathe or hold it for another inhale. Plank is the exhale. Step your left foot back next to your right. Make sure the wrists are directly underneath your shoulders again. Hold plank for one more breath in. Lower all the way to your belly on the breath out. It's okay to set knees down first. Keep your hands right underneath your shoulders. Zip your legs together. With an inhale, lift your head and chest for low cobra, Bhujangasana. Engage your thighs. So that strength will allow a little bit more heart forward movement. Upper back is doing most of the work here of lifting your chest up. Very little weight in your hands. Let's take one more breath in. Breath out, down dog. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips up and back. If you like, pedal your feet out a few times. Bend your knees. And then downward facing dogs. Take a moment to settle into stillness here. Check in. Start with your feet. Think heels sink heavy towards the floor. It doesn't matter if they touch. And notice that you may feel a sense of opening across your Achilles tendons and calves, hamstrings, like a stretch. At the same time, engage low belly, pull it in and up. See if that gives you a little bit more stretch in your back line of the body. Spread your hands wide. Down dogs, take a breath in. Let a breath go, and then set your knees down on your mat. Come back to your hands and knees. Inhale, sweep your left arm up into the left. Exhale, thread the needle, slide your left arm under, left cheek down. Right arm, same thing, can stay. It can crawl away from your hips. It can wrap behind your back like a half bind. Right leg can stay or extend back for a little bit more balance challenge, or off to the side to add a stretch through adductors of right leg, inner thigh. Right hand back underneath your shoulder, left knee underneath your hip. Inhale, sweep your left arm up into the left again. And now exhale, kickstand your right shin. Roll your hips open, left leg to the back of the mat. Your modified side plank here. Lots of energy in your left arm so you can feel that space across your chest, your collarbones. Float your left leg. And notice that active lifting, what has to engage. It's probably a little different for all of us. I feel it definitely in like side glute, a little bit of IT band there, become aware of it there. Good. And then set your left foot down. Let's do that same really slow lift, that kind of control move here. So it's like your left arm is pulling you up, so your right palm starts to unstick. And then up to fingertips. And then hover fingertips. And then slow, 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 lift all the way up to gate pose. Left arm to extended leg, right leg up and over, right arm up and over. Take another moment here. And then slowly rise back up. Resist gravity as you let your right hand come down. Left hand come down. And set up pigeon on this side, so spin to the ball mat of your left foot, bring your right shin over, and then lower down, untuck your back toes. Take a moment here, check that you're mostly upright. Again, for hip flexor, stretching your left hip. One more round of breath here. Palms right underneath your shoulders if they're not already. Tuck your back toes. Hover your right shin. Inhale, lift your hips. Hover your shin. Pull it in. Exhale, plank. Step your right foot next to your left. Keep your neck nice and long. This time we hold plank for the breath in. It's down dog. On the breath out, lift your hips up and then back. Down dogs, make it dolphin by setting one forearm down and then the other. You can clasp your hands together if you like. Walk your feet a little closer towards your elbows. And then actively press the floor away. So rather than sink into your shoulder flexibility, you're lifting up out of it, keeping your shoulders really supported as best you can. Keep pulling low belly in and up. And stay for one more breath in. Make your way back to down dog on the breath out. One hand down and then the other. Walk forward to the top of your mat for ragdoll. Separate your feet about hip width. Soften your knees. Thread your hands through opposite elbows. If you like, sway a little. And sway back to center. Drop your hands towards the floor. Bring your feet to touch. Inhale, lifts you all the way up to mountain pose. So as you stand, extend your arms up overhead, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center, touch your thumbs to your chest. Pause here to notice the difference between the ease it takes to stand here and the effort. So a little bit of balance involved, some subtle muscle engagement. And find balance in your breath now. Steady inhale. Steady exhale. And as best you can, keep those about the same length. So inhale just as full, just as long as the exhale. If you like Ujjayi breath, now's a really great time to find that audible inhale and exhale through your nose. Yeah, let's take an inhale for mountain pose again. Reach up. Let's start sun salutation A. And then exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana, bow forward, hinge forward. Inhale, add halfway lift, long spine. And then exhale, fold again. Inhale, mountain pose, stand up, arms up. Hands to heart as the exhale. Again, inhale, mountain with breath. Exhale, forward fold, bow. Inhale, half lift, long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. This time, exhale, step your right foot back for a lunge. Right foot back, set your right knee down, low lunge. Inhale, lift your chest and arms, crescent moon, and then breathe. Keep lower body engaged, like you're guiding your left heel and left hip back, right foot forward. And if this is enough of like low back extension, then stay here. If you'd like a little bit more stretch, shift your hips slightly forward, lift your gaze up towards your hands. Take another breath in to reach up. Exhale this plank, plant your hands, step left foot back. Hold plank for the breath in. Lower all the way to your belly on the breath out. It's time for locust. Untuck your toes, extend your arms by your sides. Inhale, lift everything you can lift up. Head, chest, arms, legs, and breathe. Find engagement, even more engagement here, like you're reaching your fingers back towards your heels. Pinky slightly closer together, maybe heels slightly closer together. Let's take one more breath in. Breath out, down dog, hands down, hips up. Step your right foot forward. Set your left knee down. Crescent moon, inhale, chest up, arms up, breathe. Find that lower body engagement first. So this time it's right foot and hip back, left hip forward. Option to shift your hips slightly forward and look up. Take a breath in. Breath out, hands down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose, stand up, arms up. Hands to heart as the exhale. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step your left foot back, exhale, lunge, left knee down. Inhale, crescent moon, your version right away. Exhale, hands down, plank. It's always okay to set your knees down and plank. Stay in your plank for a breath in. Lower all the way down to your belly on the breath out. This time, set up Sphinx pose by sliding your forearms forward, elbows underneath your shoulders. Lift your heart forward through your shoulders. So hands really active, like they're guiding the floor back towards your hips. Take a breath in. Then on your breath out, curl your toes under, engage your thighs. We'll lift up to forearm plank. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, lower knees, hips, and then belly down. Keep your toes tucked under this time. Take a breath in your Sphinx. Breath out, lift back up to forearm plank. Stay for a breath in. Breath out again, lower knees, hips, belly down, toes stay tucked. Breath in. Last one, exhale, forearm plank, think heart slightly forward. Keep pulling low belly in. One more inhale. Exhale, knees, hips, belly down. Hands underneath your shoulders. Lift back up to down dog, hips up and back. Breath in. Breath out. Step your left foot forward, right knee down. Inhale, crescent moon, option to look up. Exhale, forward fold, step light as you can. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, mountain, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, different here. Exhale, plank right away. Plant your hands, step your feet back and pause. Remember, it's always okay to set knees down first or knees down at all in your plank. Actively press the floor away. This time to set up chaturanga, take a breath in, shift slightly forward on your toes. Then your exhale, bend your elbows halfway or less. Keep your neck long. And then inhale, upward facing dog, heart forward. Make sure thighs hover. Press the mat away so shoulders come away from ears. Exhale, down dog, hips up and then back. Full breath in. Full breath out. Take an inhale, prepare to move to the top of your mat. Exhale, bend your knees, step or hop up, light as you can. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, bend your knees, lift your chest, arms by your ears or hands to heart and breathe. Take a moment to feel into this shape. To feel the strength and the heat of lower body, adding support and sense of lightness to upper body. Even if your hands at your heart, feel like the crown of your head is reaching up towards the sky. And take another breath in, maybe hips sink another inch lower. Exhale, airplane arms, swim your arms back and then down or down and then back. Squeeze shoulder blades slightly together, pinky slightly closer together. Keep pulling low belly in and up. And inhale is a standing back bend. Inhale, straighten your legs, lift your chest up, arms up, look up. And exhale, forward fold, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank or plank and then chaturanga or straight hop to chaturanga. Take an inhale, maybe it's low cobra or locust. Exhale, down dog, hips up and then back. All right, down dogs. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Press your heel far away from your hands. And exhale, lunge, step it through towards your hands. Keep your back knee lifted. For an easy twist, inhale, sweep your right arm up and to the right, and then breathe. Keep pressing through your back heel. Guide your right hip slightly further back. Like you want to squeeze inner thighs together. You want to pull in towards the midline there. Take another inhale to reach up. Exhale is wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Walk your hands around to the left edge of your mat. Feet parallel to each other. Let your head relax. For star pose, Turn your heels in, toes out. Inhale, stand all the way up. Reach your arms to a V. Breathe. As your shoulders drop, give energy to your fingertips. Take another inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Move your feet first and then arms out wide. Give energy to left hand and right hand. Steady gaze across your right fingertips. Take a breath in. Let a breath go. And for reverse triangle, straighten your front leg. Left arm down, stretch your right arm way up and over. Take a breath in. Breath out, extended side angle. Re-bend your right knee, right arm down. Circle your left arm up alongside your ear, extended side angle. If you prefer side angle, reaching to the ceiling, then take that. Make sure your spine is really, really long. So it's like from your left heel all the way through the crown of your head is as long as possible, maybe even including your fingertips. Find star pose again. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, wide forward fold, bow forward. Inhale, add halfway lift, hands under your shoulders. And then exhale, low lunge to the front. Crawl your hands forward. Keep your back knee lifted. We'll take cat lunge from here. So think straighten your front leg, lift your hips up, round your forehead towards your shin. And do your best to keep your feet exactly where they landed. No need to shorten or lengthen unless it feels like that's the right thing for your body. Let your head drop. There's no particular aesthetic here. Not anything it's supposed to look like. Continue to guide your right hip back so you're feeling a stretch in your right hip flexor, or rather right hamstrings. Option to flex your right toes towards the sky to add on a calf stretch. Let's take one more breath in. And then breath out, step forward to forward fold. Inhale, add halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, let's chair pose, just the breath in this time. Exhale, airplane arms, create resistance for your arms. Inhale, standing back bend, stand up, look up, add some length, some lightness, some reach. Exhale, forward fold, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, your transition could be chaturanga, could be lower down. Inhale, low cobra or up dog or locust. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take an inhale, lift your left leg, press your heel away, press your hands away from the midline. And exhale, lunge, step it through towards your hands. For your easy twist, inhale, left arm up and breathe. Pull inner thighs to the midline here. Big reach in your left arm. Keep your neck long as best you can. And another breath in to reach. Breath out, wide forward fold. Prasarita Padottanasana, pivot around. And inhale, star pose, heels in, toes out, reach out wide to a V. Exhale, warrior two to the front of the mat. Move your feet first, knees, and then extend your arms. Make your legs really active here. Actively press to the outer edge of your foot. Feel like you're suction cupping the four corners of your feet down into the floor, especially your left foot. So you can still lift your toes, but you feel like your feet are kind of almost like pressing into the floor. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale is reverse triangle, straighten your leg, big reach in your left arm, take up lots of space. Exhale, extended side angle, reach forward, and then right arm alongside your ear or reach up to the ceiling for side angle if you prefer. Roll your chest open. Actively press, keep pressing to the outer edge of your back foot. And then inhale, rise to star pose again, expand. Exhale, wide forward fold, bow. With hands under shoulders, inhale, half lift. Low lunge to the front as you exhale. Make sure you're on the ball mat of your back foot. And then for cat lunge, inhale, lift your hips, straighten your front leg, maybe all the way, maybe not quite, and breathe. You might flex your left toes up, let your forehead round down. Here's another breath in. And then breath out, step light as you can, forward to forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Let's flow it now. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, low flying airplane arms. One-legged mother, standing back bend. Inhale, rise up, arms up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you choose how you get to downward facing dog. Could be a chaturanga. Inhale, maybe up dog or locust or look over. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, lunge, step it through. Easy twist, inhale, right arm up. Exhale, wide forward fold. Inhale, rise to star pose, reach out. Exhale, warrior two front. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, star pose again. Exhale, wide forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge front. Inhale, cow lunge, hips up, forehead down. Exhale, forward fold, step lightly. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, airplane arms. Standing back bend, inhale, stand up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you choose your transition. You could lower all the way down if you like. Inhale, cobra or locust or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg, inhale. Exhale, lunge, step it through. Easy twist, inhale, left arm up. Exhale, wide forward fold. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior two front. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, star again. Exhale, prasarita, wide forward fold. Hands under shoulders. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, lunge to the front. Inhale, cat lunge, round your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold again. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, airplane arms. This time, inhale, mountain pose, stand up, arms straight overhead. Exhale, right hand takes hold of left wrist, pull it up and then over to the right side stretch. Think hips shifting just slightly off to the side, to the left. Inhale, back up, arms up. And switch your grip. Exhale, left hand grabs your wrist, pull up and then over to the left. Hips go slightly right. Inhale, back to mountain, release your bind. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, your transition. Inhale for any lift you're taking. Exhale, down dog, hips up and back. Inhale, lift your right leg, three-legged dog. This time, exhale is knee to nose. Shift your weight forward. Pull your knee in close. Stack your shoulders over your wrists. Re-extend. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, lunge. Step it through towards your hands. Easy twist. Inhale, right arm up. This time, exhale. Maybe horizon lunge, low horizon. Toes face the long edge of your mat. Hips sink towards the floor, but don't touch, and right hand reaches back. Inhale back to your easy twist. Exhale, wide forward fold. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior two front. Inhale, reverse warrior. Triangle. Exhale, extended side angle, and then pause right here. You're welcome, of course, to stay as you are. Or take a half bind and wrap your left hand behind your back. Maybe it tucks into your hip crease. Or if you'd like a full bind, it could be right arm in front of your right leg. Clasp your hands together, and then think roll your left shoulder open. You can always leave it out. Make sure your spine is as long as possible, and breathe for 3. We'll release any binds coming up in 2. And then 1, release your bind. Inhale, star, expand out. Exhale, fold forward, wide fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge front. Inhale, cat lunge, hips up, forehead down. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. This time, exhale, box out your elbows, so bend your elbows, take hold of opposite elbows or forearms. So you're feeling a little bit of tricep stretch here. Keep pulling low belly in and out. And then keep your arms, straighten your legs, take a breath in. Exhale, lean upper body over to the right. Think elbows kind of in the same line, shoulders in the same line, so you're not leaning forward or back. And with a breath in, come back up. And exhale, lean over to the left. Good. This time, inhale, come back up for mountain, arms extend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you choose your transition. Inhale is upward facing or cobra locust. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take an inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, knee to nose, shift forward, get high on your back toes. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, lunge, step through. Easy twist, inhale, left arm up. And then exhale, horizon lunge, toes face the left edge of your mat, hips sink, left arm reaches back, low horizon. Inhale is back up to easy twist. Exhale, wide forward fold. Inhale, rise, star pose. Exhale, warrior two to the front. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, extended side angle. And once again, pause here. Stay if this is where the work is happening for you, feels the right place to stay. Or maybe a half bind, right hand behind your back. Or maybe a full bind, left arm underneath, clasp your hands together. Roll your right shoulder open, make your spine as long as you can. And breathe for 3. Keep pressing through your back heel, stay for 2. Release any bind on 1, inhale, star. Exhale, wide forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, low lunge front. Inhale, cat lunge, hips up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, add halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale is chair pose, Utkatasana. Pause here and breathe. Take a moment to feel into this chair pose. It's okay to bring your hands to your heart if you prefer. Think hips down and back, low belly strong. Good. Stay for another breath in. And then exhale is airplane arms. Standing back bend, inhale, straight legs, chest up, look up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. And then listen, inhale is halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands shoulder width apart to set up crow pose. Shoulder width apart, fingers point forward, Tuck your knees as close to your armpits as they'll go. Look forward, so keep your chin slightly lifted. Shift your weight into your hands. And then you might stay here, or you might choose to lift up your toes, 1 or 2 sets. Keep pulling low belly in and up. Then tuck your heels towards your hips. And for some of us, this pose feels more like finding that sweet spot of balance. It's more of like a calming pose for that reason. For some of us, it feels like requires a lot of strength. It's more of an energizing pose. So decide for you which one of those, which side of that you fall on. And then decide if you want to hop back to add balance to the Zen posture, or step back to add balance to the energized posture. We'll find Chaturanga in 3. Step or shoot your legs back in 2. And then on 1, step your feet back or shoot them back. Inhale is upward facing dog, heart forward, hover your thighs. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Let a breath go. Inhale, lift your right leg, press your hands away, press your heel away. Exhale, lunge, step it through. And then we'll rise up to a high lunge. Inhale, lift your chest, extend your arms overhead, breathe here. Take a moment, first high lunge or crescent lunge of the day, or at least of the class. So think, guide your right hip back. Left hip just slightly forward. And especially if your low back feels a little compressed, then bend your left knee, guide your right hip back a little bit more. Let's take another breath in. Breath out, low flying crescent, lean forward, airplane arms, long line of energy from your left heel through the crown of your head. Push off with your left toes, and then find one-legged mountain, bring your left knee forward. Extend your arms up. Breathe. Take a moment to find your balance. Balance in physically in your body, but also in your breath. Let's take another breath in. On your breath out, eagle arms with left arm under your right. And then wrap your left leg all the way around your right leg. It's okay to set your toes down on the floor. Good. Find a steadiness. And then since we're going to move your head next, you may want to set your toes down, even if you don't usually, just to keep yourself really balanced. Good. Drop your right ear over towards your right shoulder. And this time, bring your head straight back up. And now left ear to left shoulder. Back up. Find one-legged mountain. Inhale, arms extend overhead. Option to kick your left heel forward. Exhale, low flying crescent. Land your left toes light as you can. Airplane arms. Keep your lean. Inhale is warrior 2. Back heel down, arms out wide. And exhale is triangle pose. So straighten your right leg. Think hips back. Reach forward. Right arm down, left arm up. Lots of energy in your left hand. Be sure to engage your right thigh. And then check in with your left hip. Rather than force it back, especially if that feels a little tough or crunchy in your low back, let it roll forward and down. Still in the same pose, still getting the benefit of all the space you're creating. Let's take one more moment here. Good. So from here, we'll move towards half moon pose. Take your time though. So it's kind of like when we did that oblique lift. Start by softening your right knee. Reach your right hand towards the floor, and then push off with your left toes and see if you can find that sweet spot of balance where you're on your right leg, left leg is lifted, but so is right hand. So you're not necessarily touching down yet, but you could. Find that sweet spot of balance where your hips are like a fulcrum, you find a sense of expansion. Obliques are going to work a lot for that, with your hand not touching anything. Totally fine to bring your hand down to a block of the floor. Find your version. Let's stay for 3. We'll take reverse warrior in 2. And then on 1, land your back foot light as you can. Inhale, flow your arms back. Exhale, hands to the floor, chaturanga or any other transition. Inhale for low cobra or locust or up dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Let a breath go. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, lunge, step it through. And inhale, rise to high lunge. Lift your chest, your arms, and breathe. Find stability in your bottom half. Find energy in your bottom half. So think like you want to guide your left hip back this time, right hip forward. Find that same sense of pushing your foot down to the floor, but keeping your toes light. So they're using their expansion to stabilize rather than grip the mat. Let's take another breath in. Exhale, low flying crescent, lean forward, airplane arms. For one-legged mountain, go slow here, shift your weight forward, and then bring your right knee forward as you stand up. Extend your arms overhead, pause. Engage your left quads, standing leg quads, low belly strong. Breath in. Exhale, eagle arms, right arm under left. Wrap your right leg around your left, bend your standing leg, toes down if you like. Let's find that same neck stretch one more time. So think left ear over to left shoulder. Back to center, right ear to right shoulder. Back to center. One-legged mountain, inhale, unbind your arms, option to kick your right heel forward. Exhale, low flying crescent, land with control, land lightly, lean forward to set your toes down lightly. Low belly strong. And then inhale is warrior two, back heel down. Exhale, triangle pose, straighten your front leg, hips back, reach forward, and then right arm up. Allow your right hip to roll forward and down if that feels right in your body. Give your top arm really a lot of energy. Let's take that same slow, controlled transition to half moon pose. So start by bending your left knee, reach your left hand forward towards the floor, and then push off with your right toes. So maybe if you go slow enough, you can find that balance point where right leg can lift and left arm isn't quite touching down yet. Totally fine to bring your left hand down to a block of the floor, or maybe keep it hovering. Feel right side obliques doing a lot of the work, especially if your hand is hovering. Kick your lifted leg back for 3. We'll take reverse warrior in 2. And then on 1, land your back foot nice and light. Inhale, flow arms back. Exhale, hands to the floor, final chaturanga or any other transition. Take a breath in for a lift. Breath out, down dog. Full inhale. Big open mouth exhale. Take an inhale, prepare to move forward. On your exhale, step or float through to a seat. All right, extend your legs out long in front of you. And we'll move from here to reverse plank. So bring your hands down on the floor behind your hips. Fingers point towards your hips. Point your toes. And then with an inhale, press your hands down. Lift your hips up. If this is not enough support for your low back, bend your knees. Take reverse tabletop instead. Otherwise, make your legs as strong as you can. Straight, point your toes. Press into the floor. Find space through your chest. Let's take one more breath in, hips a little higher, engage your quads. And then exhale, lower down, hips touch down. Sit back up. Maybe move the flesh of your bum out from underneath you to prepare for the counter pose for seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Inhale for arms up. It's okay to bend your knees. Exhale, hinge forward, take hold of toes or legs. And take a moment, see if you can recall what it felt like to be in that reverse plank. And then what it feels like to be in its almost opposite shape here, the seated forward fold. Take a breath in, rise back up. And then your breath out for revolved, seated forehead to knee. Send your right leg slightly off to the side. Pull your left foot in towards your thigh. Turn your torso towards your bent knee. Take an inhale for left arm up. And then exhale, stretch left arm over. You might slide your right arm down inside your right shin. Palm faces up. And take an inhale, rise back up. And exhale, switch legs. So now left leg slightly off to the side, right foot in towards your thigh. Inhale for right arm up. Exhale, lean over to the left, slide your left forearm inside your shin. And then again, it's a breath in to rise back up. Breath out, swing both legs around behind you so you can come to your hands and knees. So from here, we'll work towards traditional headstand. And traditional headstand, if you have anything going on with your neck, or you feel like something in your intuition is telling you this isn't the right pose for you today, don't take it. There are some stopping points along the way if you want to move towards it, but not all the way, or of course you're welcome to take it. So tripod headstand, come down to your forearms. Make sure that your elbows stay right underneath your shoulders. They have a tendency for most of us to want to splay out. Keep them underneath your shoulders. Interlace your hands and then separate your palms. So that'll create like kind of a crown for the back of your head. Set the top of your head down on the mat so that your hands are cradling the back of your head. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, walk your feet towards your elbows, and this is a great place to stay. Actively press your elbows into the floor so you're getting out of your shoulder flexibility into its strength and also taking pressure off of your head and neck. Next option, you could maybe tuck your heels towards your hips. A little bit lower to the ground, but still fully inverted. Or you might slowly extend your legs up. If it feels better to go one leg at a time, take that. And then engage your legs. So like you want to touch maybe the ball ends of your feet to the sky. A little squeeze of inner thighs together. When you're ready to come down slowly to make it a little more controlled. Let's take a moment in hero's pose. Once you've come down from your headstand, maybe sit back on your heels for a moment. Let your shoulders roll down your back. And pause to notice what it felt like if you were just in any version of the inversion of the being upside down versus what it feels like to be our normal space of being vertical. As you're ready, you can open up your eyes if they've been closed. Shift your hips to one side, legs out in front of you. And come all the way down to your back. And when you're ready, take legs at the wall. Vipariti Karani, extend your legs straight up. Let your arms relax. And the next shape we'll explore is shoulder stand. Same thing, if there's any neck injury going on or intuition tells you maybe leave off this pose today, then stay here. If you'd like to try it out, then shift your hips up over your shoulders, bring your hands to your low back, extend your legs straight up, and aim to stack your ankles on top of your hips and your hips over your shoulders. Same thing like headstand or like reverse plank, really strong engaged legs. Make sure you're looking straight ahead, neck super stable. Shoulder stands, let's take one more breath in. And then your breath out, you might take plow pose on your way down, all the way down to your back. And we'll meet on your back, and we'll take a moment in constructive rest or fallen bridge. So bend your knees, step your feet out towards the edges of your mat, let your knees drop in. Hands can rest wherever they naturally want to land. No matter where your hands, your arms are, imagine your arms feeling really heavy, hands heavy. So inviting in a sense of maybe groundedness. And take a few rounds of breath here. And lift your shins parallel to the floor. Let's take reclined cow face, Gomukhasana. Cross your right knee on top of your left. So your knees are pretty much in the midline, one knee stacked on top of the other. If you like it, you can reach out for your feet with your hands and let the weight of your arms help to guide your hips towards your heels. And now keep your legs pretty much in the same orientation. Release your feet, open your arms to a T. We'll take a twisted roots version of your supine twist. So let your knees fall over to the left. Let your chin go to the right. Another round of breath. And then roll it back to center, hips and the knees. Switch the binds of your legs. So now left knee on top of right, knees in the midline. If you like it, reach out for your feet with your hands. The weight of your hands help to guide your heels down. And keep your legs, open your arms to a T, let both knees fall right. Let your chin go left. And then hips back to center, knees follow. Unbind your legs. Hug your knees in. So hands can either wrap around your thighs or your shins. You might bring your forehead towards your knees if you like to feel like you're condensing your energy one final time. Take another breath in. And breath out, expand to your Shavasana. Legs might relax out long, arms relax out long. It's always okay to support your back by bending your knees. If you prefer to take your final meditation seated, take it seated. And give yourself the time and the grace to make any adjustments you need. Make yourself comfortable. And take a few moments here in your meditation, searching towards meditation. Take as long as you like. been my honor to be with you today. I'll see everybody soon.